Alright, cool. So, yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys will catch the VOD. Obviously, I just fired this up, so there's not going to be anyone on it for, for a while, if at all. But basically what I wanted to do was just kind of dive in and test some things out with the stream. Just kind of looking at things. Doesn't look like the quality is great, so we'll definitely do some work on some stuff with that over the next few days. But yeah, just kind of wanted to give it a kind of a live fire dry run here. So yeah, bear with me if you guys see anything or have any feedback or anything about the stream. Feel free to just shout that out and let me know. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna play for a little bit, see how things go, see how the stream does. I'll probably like watch it back afterwards and kind of see what I think, and then kind of just go from there. So yeah, let's see. So it's about midday. I'm trying to remember where exactly we left off after I got done with my spiel last time. So these could use some love. At 56%. We should have a ton of cloth because that was one of the things that I did was went down to Pleasant Valley and kind of collected a ton of cloth. So let's go ahead and do that while I'm thinking about it. And we'll see how that looks. Oh, I never actually finished the action. 17%. The boots are still ragged, but I'd like to just plan on getting deerskin boots. I don't really want to repair them, and not only do I not want to, I don't think I have it. Oh, I do have it. Let's put those on. I think the trail boots are pretty decent. Yeah, they're actually warmer right now than the insulated boots, so we'll just stitch those. Really want to venture too far out there because I don't really want to get wet. What do we have for food? Last time oh no, you know what happened, guys, is we did the playthrough last time and the game crashed, or I caught a bug and I had to reset. So the place that my brain is telling me that I'm starting from is not where we're at. So I'm like, where's all this stuff I did? And I lost like probably 10 minutes worth of progress. So I should have a fishing shack here full of deer meat that needs to be cooked. Yeah. That's kind of where we were.
Too heavy.
Might as well grab all this stuff while we're out here. Last time I think I had gotten that wolf harvested as well before I lost, before I had to kind of reset. It's going to be frozen for sure when I do get over there. In fact, I think I was like just maybe starting to harvest it when it froze and then I had to reset. So we'll see. We'll get the deer up here. We'll probably need to take a look at what we have in the way of firewood.
All I can think about is food.
But once we do that, kind of have a plan. I do need to eat something as well. I haven't long enough for food, besides the raw deer meat. Just go drop that all. Okay, we got some soup and chips. We'll do that. And then firewood, with quite a few sticks. We've got this pile here we can burn as well. What am I doing? I'm not reading right now. I do notice there's a little bit of stream delay going on as well, so I'll have to get that figured out. I don't really want any delay in the stream, but It's coming from somewhere, so we'll have to sort that out. Okay. Shoot. So what do we want to do? Oh, there's another wolf. Oh, he was probably tracking after me because I was carrying all that meat. I'm gonna go check that other one. So again, if you didn't catch the end of the last, I'm still carrying these guys. Okay, we can just go put those away. Maybe he'll track right up to us and we can shoot him in the doorway. Load our revolver before we try to do that. It's like there's a cutoff point with this front door. But you don't even really have to be like inside the perimeter. Just standing close enough breaks his concentration. It's kind of interesting. I've never noticed that before. Shouldn't have shot twice. Well, if he's gonna fool around right here. Okay. Yeah, that sucks. Would have been cool to kill him right there, so we didn't have to venture or journey too far. Where did those go? There. Also need to get this going as well. Stash it down here. Do that any better. In the back in that corner. Nope. It's just gonna go right there. Okay, that's fine for now. I can always sort it out or clean it later. Doesn't matter. Alright, I wanted to go check that other carcass. Just make sure, because I lost like 10 minutes of gameplay, just want to make sure that like what I think I'm remembering, I'm actually remembering, you know. So I'm gonna walk back over there. See how things look. Hasn't been harvested at all. What I wanted to do, and I think what I had actually done before I lost my progress, is I think I quartered him. And after quartering him, shredded him up so I could get more pieces to cook. So let's go ahead and start a little fire. And then we'll get him thawed out and start cooking him up. I'm just gonna pull this up on my phone real quick so I can get a look at it. Okay. We shouldn't need too long a fire, but he's already down to 94. I think he has to be below 50, right? Yeah, 50%. Okay. We can wait for that. There should be like at least one or two more dead wolves somewhere in the area, because I shot a bunch of them last time. Just don't know where they all ran off to. Oh, and someone mentioned in the comments of the last video that I didn't think about, is I mentioned that moose having not spawned back there, kind of between the landing gear and the cabin. And I hadn't even thought about it, but it could be that I didn't even get that spawn in this run. So I'll check that as well, because I'm kind of relying on that to be one of our main food sources. And so if we don't have that, then we'll have to figure something else out for food. So that'll be interesting, but I think we can manage it. Yeah, ultimately, like, once you get the moose, you have enough food to do anything for a while, so we won't, like, be too pressed at that point. I was hoping there would be some loose sticks or something that I could gather while that's thawing out. But I'm not seeing anything. At least not over here. See if there's anything just like up over here, hopefully. Your footsteps. I think, oh, you're right there. Not carrying anything. What are you doing, dude? That's the one I shot, so I don't really want to shoot him again. Is he coming to me? Or is he just going that way? I'm like looking sideways at him. Interesting. Be nice if he would just flop down dead right there. Wouldn't have to worry about him. Again, guys, I'm just doing this stream. I don't know how long I'll be on, maybe an hour or two here. But kind of what I'm doing today is just testing out, seeing how things can go. So as you're like looking at the screen, if you're seeing things that like, obviously it's not perfect. Oh, there's a dead one right there. I know it's not perfect, right? So feel free to share that feedback. That's kind of what I'm doing here today. Really what I probably should have done is spent, you know, a day or so kind of getting all the little kinks worked out and figuring out like, okay, what bit rate's going to work for me and everything before going live, but I just wanted to. Is he still following me? So that's interesting that that other wolf is dead over there. I didn't even know he was there. I need to hurry. Hopefully he got thawed enough. No, 56%. That's annoying. Okay, I guess we start another fire. %.
Come on. Turned out pretty well. I could eat anything right now.
That's annoying, but it is what it is. We'll get him this time. You know, I think what I did before I lost my saved progress is I think that I actually started the fire up at the cabin first and then cooked the deer meat that I had. And then he's still over there limping around. I like piggybacked this fire off of that fire, so I didn't have to actually start this fire down here to thaw him out, but no big deal. We're pretty low pressure right now, so not too concerned. All right. Oh, I'm putting way too much thought into it. Quarter. Bear with me just a second. Okay, he just died. I was like trying to figure out where he was. But that was the unmistakable sound of him biting the dust. So let's grab all this stuff.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
And then I really honestly think he should be the last one that's going to bother us for a while. we'll get him back up there. We'll get him shredded up. We'll cook our deer meat first, because that's what we're going to be living off of for the next few days. And then we'll start trying to get some progress on our cooking level with this wolf meat. It's kind of what I'm planning.
I could eat a horse.
And you know really what we should do, and what I'll probably do, is I'm going to go ahead and harvest him before he freezes, so that way we don't have to repeat the same thing with a different wolf. We'll have to light another fire, so let's just dump the bags. Take the gut, take the gut inside. I hate how that one just like always has to go do its own thing. We need to eat something. I really don't want to lose well fed, so that's what I'm going to be shooting for, you know, with my food. Which, if you've been around for a while, you know, I've played a lot of Interloper. I'm generally not too concerned with keeping well fed over on Interloper or anything like that, but Stalker, it's definitely worthwhile to do. There it is. It's like, where's this guy's hitbox? Okay, harvest him up. Again, guys, if you're tuning in, just kind of doing a dry run, test run of the stream. I know things probably are not perfect as you're watching, so if you've got feedback, you know, by all means, throw it my way. That's why I'm doing this. I plan to like watch this back later, just so I can see what it looks like. I've got it pulled up.
It's gonna get a lot colder soon. I need to drop something.
You know, it's not quite the same as seeing it real time. Or like, I don't know, however you're watching it. If you're watching it on a phone, then I probably see what you're seeing. I can't hear myself, right? So like, I don't know if audio levels and stuff are good. That sort of thing. So just, yeah, definitely if you've got feedback, you know, even if you think the stream looks terrible, tell me. Please tell me. And then that last one was over here. I seem to have been having this issue lately as well. The hitbox for things is like, I have to search for it every time. It's like, where is it? Where is it? Right there. I'd like to quarter him as well. So, do we start another fire tonight? What time is it? Ooh, it's pretty late. If we have enough food to make it through the night, which we should. Eat that peanut butter. Let me go drop that other bag. I think I'll just wait to do my fire in the morning.
Something's got to go.
Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so harvest. Okay. So this is going to work. This didn't work very well when I did my first attempt of this when it, do I need to put this inside so it doesn't freeze? I don't think so. It'll be okay. But it's giving me small enough pieces now that it makes sense to shred it. So let's do that. Let's do it barehanded. I think if it freezes, I won't be able to do it barehanded, right? Okay. I see. So Stack, I see your comment about the audio. I appreciate that. Let's see if I can adjust that real quick. So game audio's a little loud. Okay, we'll just dial it down a tad and let me know. Sorry, just shifting some things around in OBS. Okay, keep shredding. What do you guys think about the whole shredding strategy? Is it a cheese? Is it a cheat? If you're not familiar, it's basically breaking this wolf meat down to as many small, tiny pieces as I can to get, to maximize the XP that I get when I cook each individual piece. I don't know. I do it quite a bit. If I'm trying to really grind out cooking level, then I'll do it. I don't know necessarily that I would do it in Interloper.
I'd eat anything right about now.
Because like if I shoot a bear in Interloper, food's much more important there. And I can't cook up all these little individual pieces and then eat them one by one because the risk of parasites will get too high. Which is closest to being frozen. Yeah, so this one's not going to be a very small piece, but that's okay. And so what I'm doing, if you haven't done it, is like, so you go all the way to the top of like you're going to shred all of it or harvest all of it, and then go back down to the bottom, and then like the last click that you have is the smallest piece you can do, and it's usually smaller than the first. So like if you see that, it's 1.1, but if I go to the top and come back down, oops, too fast, too far, it's 1.0. So 1.0 is not a very good example. Like if you saw in that last one, it was 0.6. So you can cut it up into a bunch of tiny itty bitty pieces, and then you'll get more experience as you cook the individual pieces, because you get XP per item you cook, regardless of how large it is. So having more to cook is kind of king. And I guess maybe just like overall, if you didn't catch the video I put out yesterday, what I'm doing right now is kind of prepping this stalker run to like go do all the tails and go explore the regions I haven't been to, and that sort of thing. So trying to grind out cooking level 5 before we hit the road out of here. Did I go to bed yet? I wonder if I put these inside, if they will not freeze. It's probably still pretty cold inside our cabin, so we'll see, but we'll try it. If I was going to eat this, I wouldn't want to put it inside.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
But since I'm just going to... I won't end up eating this wolf, like, at all. Okay. So what do we have? Alright, let's eat.
I better take this food.
Cool. Thanks, Deck. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. That ought to be enough to get us through. We could eat that too, though. I'm really not all that tired either. Just do it. We can breed a little bit in the morning if we don't wake up after the sun's come up. Bite-sized wolf jerky. I like it. And that would kind of work like later when I have, no risk of parasites. I guess you wouldn't really get like a ton of like nutrition out of it, right? Like you'd have to you're basically, oh, there's a wolf. I thought I killed them all. You're tearing up your one piece of meat, but you still have to carry that one piece of meat. It's just in like it's just in 10 pieces instead of one, right? It's kind of funny. I do wish there was jerky in the game though. That would be cool. Like maybe in Coastal Highway, you could build a smoke shack, or like fishing. Yeah, these are all frozen, so it didn't matter that we brought them inside. That's okay. What do I want to focus on first? Let's maybe do one of these bags, or a couple of these bags, and then we'll cook our deer meat so we've got something to eat for breakfast. totally lost my train of thought on that. Which is probably what I would do in reality if I was just sitting around chopping up a bunch of meat. Your brain just wanders. I may try to build the, is it the travois, am I saying it right? The little sled. I never really thought it was like something I would use, and I could be wrong, but like I've always, my understanding of it has been that you can't navigate like through tunnels, and like, you know, there's obviously I'm in Timberwolf, there's tons of rope climbs and stuff here, so it's like didn't really think it would make sense because like I like to travel and go out and do things, and so it's like, you know, it's not really worthwhile for me. But someone like in one of the one of the social media groups mentioned like using it to bring downed hunts back to your like base, which I thought was awesome. And I had never thought of it like that. Because, you know, like even if the moose that I was mentioning is there, and I go shoot it over there, and I would have to make like probably 4 or 5 trips to bring all the meat back when I can just load it all into that sled and pull it back in one trip. And I'd never really thought about it like that. Like maybe you're only covering shorter distance, but it's definitely convenient. Yeah, I agree. Stack, that's always one thing that like I've always kind of wanted more of in the game, particularly when it comes to fish, because like I know that that's a big thing out in environments like this, because that's, especially like in Coastal Highway, because that's going to be like one of your main food sources, right? In reality, you know, you don't just like walk out of your cabin every day and see 3 deer and are able to kill them all. So people that actually live in those environments, you know, subsist a lot on fishing, and you know, like smoke fish, and you know, like dog sled teams use fish to feed their dogs and stuff. So they've just got massive stockpiles of smoked salmon and stuff like that. So I've always kind of wished for something like that in the game, but not yet anyway. I do think I still have some food up at the summit too that I could go get. May do that at some point. Maybe we'll fill our bellies and make a trip up here and get the rest of the stuff I didn't bring down the first time. What time is it? It is 4 o'clock my time. Almost done. One more bag. And then I'll probably go ahead and get a fire started and cook the deer meat, so I have something to eat right away. And then after that, we'll start cooking up this wolf meat. All this done before the sun even comes up. Normally what I'll try to do, like if I don't have something like this to be doing, I'll try to read, because like I've got a ton of books in my possession right now that I need to read. None of those have been finished, I don't think. So that's what I'll usually try to do. Oh, it's a live wolf. You guys probably can't see him, but he's like right over there. Okay, let's get some wood. I'd like to get a tree branch or something. just because this is going to be a pretty long fire. So I need to cook all the deer meat, and if I want to cook up some of the wolf meat, it needs to go for several hours, so. Might have been some fur over the hill. There's some right there. Just while I'm here. Yeah, I don't see any of the markings for the moose. Which is wild. It's probably just purely coincidental, but like I mentioned it in the video I posted yesterday that when I do this like starting strategy for Stalker, this moose that spawns over here is like always my go-to. It's my strategy to get like my first big like source of food. And I think we're on day like 13 or 14.
I need to find food.
And it hadn't shown up yet, and I was like starting to be like, where's the moose? And it's not here, and I don't see any of the tree markings as well, so it's probably never going to spawn there, right? Which is fine. Like I said, I think it's just coincidence that I don't think I'd ever not gotten that spawn before. I'm just like randomly. So I'll have to kind of play it by
Looks
ear
like a new day is dawning.
and find some more food. I know that there's the moose that spawns down kind of by the, there's a wing down the hill. There's one that spawns over there. The only thing with that is you have to get by a bunch of wolves to get back with it. So I'll have to take that into account. The other thing I like to do is bait the bear back to the cabin and try to drop him right up front. So we might try that as well. If we have to eat
Cold is making my head feel
a little
thick.
bit of the bear, like as our main source of food, then so be it. But I would like to shred as much of it as I can. We'll go ahead and just eat this. And get our fire started. Alright, it's not sunny enough for the mag glass. So I see we've got a few more people on. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Come on.
I mentioned it before.
Come on.
The stream today is
My
basically
fingers
just
feel
to
numb.
kind of like test things out and see how it goes. So if you've got
Damn it.
if you've got feedback, share it for sure. Won't hurt my feelings or anything like that. That was kind of always my plan, was to hop on here and get your guys' feedback. So
Well, that didn't work.
this is the most I've struggled in a while.
Come on. Come on.
I do need to find another pot too. The pan works, like
That's done.
it'll get me by, but I like to have the full complement of cooking pots.
I might have to drop some gear.
Let's take 45 minutes to cook. So what I will probably do is read. Oh, maybe I did finish that one. Okay. What have I finished? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. I'm working on cooking level, so I might as well read that book. There's a little bit of a stream delay that I need to, gosh. That is a case of me just not paying attention. Gosh dang it. That was probably
I'm
days
gonna need
worth
to
of
eat soon.
I read too many times in a row. And what it is I usually do that when I make water as well, which usually takes 2 hours to start. So I'm sure that I just like muscle memory hit read the second time, but whatever. Not that big a deal. probably 2 of them. So some things that we definitely also need to do, like I'm probably not gonna like sit here and get all the way to cooking level 5 before I like go do something else. Like we'll try to get some good progress on it, but I'm not gonna like do it all in one sitting. It's just kind of the focus right now. But one of the other things I need to go do is get the backpack from Ash Canadian, so we'll be doing that at some point as well. And I didn't find crampons at the summit, so we'll get those. Someone did tell me in the comments of the video I posted yesterday that the like crafted crampons are actually like currently better than the manufactured ones or the ones you loot. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've never made them before, so it might make sense to do that now. Keep it a little tidy. Okay. Oh, I have more of that. Normally I'd stash my meat outside, but we don't have very much of it anyway, so it's not gonna rot before we get a chance to eat it.
I would do anything for a drink right now.
Okay, so that should be all I do. And we might as well cook that piece of rabbit we've got sitting back there. If I recall correctly, it was pretty small. But nonetheless, let's cook it and eat it. 2 hours. That stuff went bad really fast. These were not very small pieces, unfortunately. I shouldn't have to worry about wolves locking up on me, 'cause I think I've killed just about all of them. That's one thing I normally have to also kind of worry about if I'm standing here doing this. Is like if I'm standing here and I've got like 10 pieces of meat in my inventory, eventually somebody's going to show up for me. Truthfully, I think I've shot them all, so should be okay. These pieces are big enough that it might make sense to like eat them like at nighttime if I eat a piece, that kind of thing. I mean, they're not like, they wouldn't, like, eating one of them wouldn't be enough, but, like, it's, like, if I can kind of pad my deer meat a little bit. I still have that other wolf over there. I should at least, at minimum, get the pelt off of him. Goes pretty fast, honestly. Starts cooking level 2 right out the gate. And really all I've cooked is one deer and a couple wolves. Need to add some wood if we're going to keep going. Got, yeah. Got plenty more. Someone also said, I think it was actually the same person that made the comment about the moose in the comments of that video, that, and this might be true and I'm honestly just not sure, so I made the comment that these stones here, what I'm doing with those and why I've got a little pile there is I like to build the cache as like a outdoor storage for meat. They mentioned that it would decompose faster if it was in a container, like even if that container is outside. Because one thing that I've like always done is, like, I'm thinking about Pleasant Valley and that car, or even like Coastal Highway, the cars that are outside of the garage, is like I would use the trunk of the car as like an outdoor refrigerator. To like keep my meat. Like, you can just obviously throw it on the ground and that's fine, but you know, I just like the tidiness sometimes. So I don't know if that's true or not. It might be. I just always kind of thought that, like, if it was outdoors, regardless of being on the ground or in a container outdoors, like that had the same effect. Because like eventually, like if I shoot a moose, I've got, you know, you're going to have a ton of meat, and it's going to take a while to cook it. It's like a moose I wouldn't shred, I would cook the full-size pieces, and each one of those is going to take about an hour. So I might get like 50, 60 pieces, and I'll only be able to cook 20 in a day. Throw the rest of them on there. Almost done. And then I might go harvest that other wolf tonight. We won't cook them tonight, but okay. A little bit extra time. So now I should be able to read a little bit while that goes on.
Feels like night is coming. Die if I don't drink something soon.
Didn't get that off because I got thirsty. That's okay. I'm really trying to slow play this one more than like maybe what I would usually do. So I'm not worried about the lost time there. Okay. So let's drop some of that water. Oh, actually, oops. We must have been pretty low on water, like in our inventory. So I only have like a gallon out of that. Okay, let's go harvest this wolf. Yeah, he's still here. I can't quarter him unless I start another fire. We get our cooking level too. Almost like 2 1/3. I don't have any sticks. It's the only thing. I don't want to leave him there too much longer because he's been out for a couple days. I want him to completely despawn. Hey Ben, welcome in. Appreciate you being here.
Feels like something is sapping my energy.
Trying what I want. Decide what I want to do in the morning. It's not quite midnight yet. Stone cache ought to be just as cold outside. Yeah. Right.
Come on.
That makes sense in my mind. Stack like stone is cold.
Turned out pretty well.
Basically just hiding your cold food and then a bundle of cold. Oh, that was probably way too many sticks, but that's okay. Hiding your cold food and a pile of cold rocks should be fine. But I don't know if I don't know ultimately what they were saying was true or not. It could have been, it could not have been, but my opinion and my experience with it is coming from probably like 6 or 7 years ago playing and using that car in front of Pleasant Valley as a outdoor refrigerator for like bear meat and stuff, and like noticing then that it didn't degrade as fast in that car's trunk versus like being indoors. It could be that that's changed. It's hard to say. Ultimately, I'll probably still do it. Like I said, I just like it to be tidy. If I've got like 100 pounds of meat sitting out front of my cabin, then it just kind of looks a mess. Ben, you haven't played since added the mines to the DLC. That was right about the time that I kind of quit playing. I haven't done the tails. That's kind of what this run is for. I talked about that a bit in the video I posted yesterday, is that I'm trying to just like prep this run to like go do all of those things. So I want to go do the tails. Right, I haven't seen the latest region yet. I want to go do that. So really kind of calling Timberwolf home base until we're at a point where we're kind of like almost God mode. We can get out and cook whatever we want to whenever we need to. We have all the equipment and stuff we need. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with this run. And other stuff too, like if you've been around a while, we did Faithful Cartographer when I was playing on console. I have not done that on PC. Like my history with The Long Dark is I bought it initially on PC, several years ago, and played it entirely on PC until it released on console. And like at the time, I had basically a gaming laptop that I was playing it on, because I traveled pretty regularly for work back then, and so I would take that with me and play it. And, so when I was at home, playing it on console was a lot more convenient. Right, like I'm sitting at home on the couch. It's much more convenient to just fire up the PlayStation than it was to dig out the laptop and figure out how to situate myself doing that. Maybe this is not thawing out very quick. So then I played it on console for years. Even like when I started the channel, I was playing it on console. And yeah, just decided I wanted to get a PC. And of course I already owned it on PC from when I originally bought it, so decided to jump back in. So yeah, like a lot of my achievements and stuff, like I don't have on PC because you know, the majority of my playtime was on console. So I just never really accumulated some of those stats and things that you would. So that's like stuff I want to work on, right? Like I want to do that. I think the fires thing, that's just one you just kind of have to grind that over time, I feel like. But we could do the trapping, like that's pretty easily done. We can go after the coffee. Like this one should be easy. Just spending 20 days outside in the blizzard. We'll just camp somewhere outdoors. But yeah, so there's a lot of those that we can go get on the PC, and that's kind of like what I want to do. I want to work maybe a little bit on Faithful Cartographer on this run. Do all those sorts of things. So got a lot of lofty goals and ideas for this one. So yeah, I kind of just want to like spend a bunch of time playing. So and that's kind of why I did Stalker and not Interloper. You know, Stalkers or Interloper, I guess, is definitely a grind, right? You spend a lot of time just trying to survive instead of like going and doing things. And I really want this to be more about like going and doing things than just like flat out survival. You can still die in Stalker, for sure. So it's not like it's just not a challenge. Man, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. It's finally almost there. I just got an email. Yeah. So Stalker's not the like easy mode. I mentioned it in my video yesterday, but I actually lost the soccer run a few days ago from just being dumb. That fire ended like right as I harvested them. I was in Forlorn Muskeg, which is one of my other favorite areas, and was outdoors and was just like, yeah, I could sleep outdoors through the night and be fine, and was not fine.
Too much stuff to carry.
Not fine. Yes, you see that's down 34% because we let it sit there for so long. But yeah, I've just like got too big-headed and was like, I'm gonna be fine. I'll be totally warm if I sleep outdoors tonight, no problem. So I tried to sleep for 12 hours and woke up dead. And put that meat. I tried the like just to see the cheat death system, which I still have kind of mixed feelings on. So it was like my first experience with cheating death, and like you get like the option to spawn further away but safer, right, or closer but more at risk. And so I didn't quite appreciate what farther away but safer was going to mean. And so I died. Where did I die? Roughly. I think it was near the radio tower in Forlorn. I think. And I just like threw my bedroll down and tried to sleep like by the rocks or something like that. And I was like,
I'm
okay,
so tired.
it's gonna spawn me far away but safe, like thinking that was gonna be like maybe over by Camp Office in Mystery Lake, or you know, something like that, or like the other side of Forlorn Muskeg, and it put me all the way in Black Rock. And so like I don't have any equipment, I don't have any food, anything. I've just respawned and I'm in Black Rock, and I step outside and immediately there's timber wolves, and I'm like, what is safe about this? Like I just don't want to do this anymore, so I just like quit on that run. I was like, yeah, I'll just take the death. So I don't know how I feel about cheating death, but that is all to stay at Stalker. Like, you can definitely make some mistakes. Cost yourself a run. So. Frozen. How many of your ends run in Faithful, or in Forlorn Muskeg? Yeah. I feel that. I usually in Stalker at least get enough gear where, like, you know, I'm pretty just chill hanging out there. And I like to live in the, you know, barn at Old Spence Farmstead, I think it's called. It's like one of my favorite bases. Because you got like the bed there, you've got the forge obviously, and all that. But I was not there. I was on the total opposite side of the map when I tried to sleep outdoors. And normally what I would have done, or what I should have done, is slept for like 5 or 6 hours in chunks. So that way, like, I'd woken up in the middle, and if I was not doing well, then I could respond. But I just went for the full 12 and didn't survive. This is Stalker, yeah. Like I said, I'm doing Stalker. So Stalker's my favorite game mode. Like, if I'm just kicking back and playing. I did all of like the Interloper series and stuff on the channel just because, like, that's what people want to watch, right? At least at the time. Obviously, there's Misery now, which I haven't done yet either. But people want to watch Interloper, right? Like, it's the most challenging, or was at the time. So, like, that's what most of the content that I've made was. But, like, if I'm just playing by myself, I prefer Stalker just because I just enjoy the game more. Like I said, do more. I can go from one region to another without, like, sweating it too bad. You know, generally speaking, one wolf attack is not going to kill you unless you're just, like, totally unprepared for it or something. It's a little more forgiving. You know, you have the guns and stuff, so you actually get to hunt and all of that sort of stuff. So, if I'm just playing by myself, I definitely prefer Stalker. So, raise the mic audio. Okay. Gung ho with the knife. Considering isolation, yeah, you just nick your hand. I was
All
actually
I
thinking
can
about
think
that
about
the
is
other
food.
day. I'm just probably gonna drop this and maybe cook it later. Let me bump up the mic just a tad. I did turn that down as I set things up initially. Because I feel like if I was recording myself and I wasn't on camera right now, and I'm kind of doing it, but, like, I'd be sitting like this, and so I tried to turn it down. Okay. But yeah, like, being gung-ho with a knife, there's a wolf spawn back in. How am I doing on food? I need to eat. I think I'm going to go up to the summit and try to get some of the rest of the stuff we left up there. But gung-ho with a knife and being pretty, like, risky with it. There's a show on Netflix called Outlast. And it's like it's a reality TV show. Maybe you guys have seen it. Oh, it didn't need a second piece of that, but that's okay. Should just be 4%. So I was thinking about it the other day. It's like, what if one of these people just like stabbed themselves on accident? I'm sure, of course, like, Netflix has got doctors and stuff, or emergency, you know, medical people on standby, but still, cut bad enough. Cabin fever off. Yeah, that's fair. So I have cabin fever on. I don't know. I guess, like, using a custom game mode, right? You could turn it off. We'll go respond to that. I always like to, when this happens, I like to go get a pretty easy shot on a wolf. Lost my train of thought. Oh, like, doing a custom game mode. Obviously, you don't get progression towards the badges and stuff on custom, so that's why I'm like Try and make this as easy on myself. I've been shooting terribly lately, so try and make this as easy as I can. The problem is he will always move his head the second I decide to take the shot. I'm like almost scared to do it. It seemed like a lot of like too worried about what looks like an easy shot, but I missed that like 7 times out of 10. Turning cabin fever off, yeah, I get that for sure. It's not too much of an issue here because I'm like outdoors most of the day anyway. And on Stalker, and especially if you hit the summit on day 1, you get enough good gear that like I'm able to comfortably be outside. So that's generally why I start here. Is like I'll spawn day 1 and I'm headed for the summit. And so like I'm not cold right now at all. Really haven't been cold in a couple days probably. Do I want to harvest him now? I wanted to go to the summit. But if I do it now, I won't have to start a fire later. So Livid Black Rock, yeah. It's a cool point of interest. That's kind of difficult to stay around. Let's take him for the pelt.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
These feathers as well. Yeah, it's a cool point of interest. Like, it's one of the most unique points of interest in the game. That's kind of hard to stay around because there's not a ton of like meat going on there. Yeah, that's why I'm headed, is to throw those hides in there. I guess, is there a moose that spawns right outside of the front gate? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've been to Black Rock. But I know there's like I think it's called the Bricklayer's Cabin, which is like the same model as the Mountaineer's Hut that I've lived in before. Obviously the big thing with the Timberwolf, or Black Rock, is the Timberwolves. So that makes it hard, but it could probably be done. Yeah, hate him. I was not around for the cougar drama. I didn't, well, I say that, but I did fire up a run when that happened, but I never really like got to the point of seeing the cougar. And I would not have liked how it was implemented at all, so I'm glad that they rolled that back and maybe you're figuring it out again. Oh, this is perfect. So this is what I was talking about earlier, is so see how when I went down it stopped at 1/10 of a pound. I'm gonna get so many pieces of meat off this wolf. Yeah, who spawns outside prison? Yeah. Cougar's not back yet. But I didn't like the idea of the cougar paired with scurvy, which I have scurvy turned off with this because I do not like the way scurvy is implemented. And when you put those two things together, it just did not make sense to me. Trying to go back to my train of thought then. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like one of them encouraged you to stay put and one of them encouraged you to be on the move, is I think what I had decided. Like scurvy, right, you needed vitamin C, and one of the best sources of vitamin C is fishing. But you need a lot of fish to combat scurvy. And almost to the point where you need to stay close to a fishing source. And the cougar, like, denies you that ability, right? Because the way the cougar works is you stayed in this one spot too long, then it would show up. So they, like, those two things, like, just in my mind, categorically just worked against each other. And I just don't really like the way Scurvy was done either. At this point in the life of the Long Dark, like, this is a 10-year-old game at this point, and Scurvy was a pretty big fundamental change to, like, nutrition and stuff in the game, so I just didn't really care for it. So I was a little bit thankful when they gave you the ability to, like, turn it off in a stalker run without, like, doing custom. Thankful for that, because I did turn it off for this. But yeah, so I honestly, the cougar, I just want the cougar to be like any other wildlife. I don't want it to be like a special triggered event kind of thing like it was. Make it rare, and maybe it does still track you or something. But I don't know. I just didn't love the way that was done. Have I been onto all the DLCs? No. The latest one, what is it, Sundered Pass? I have not been to. But we will try to do that in this run for sure. The bad thing about getting such small pieces, it can take a while to harvest it all. Yeah, the airfield, I love the couple of cabins that they added there. When that part of the DLC came out, I did like a series or a series or season or whatever you want to call it, of like just where I just went and explored the new region. And I really love the cabins that are there. And I always kind of like, when I start a new run, it's kind of like where I always want to end up, is in one of those cabins, because like they have, like, you know, functioning windows. There's no transition screens to like load in and out of, that sort of thing. You have to contend with the glimmer fog, which I didn't particularly love either. I'm sounding like a pretty big, like, pessimistic person. I don't like anything they did. See, look at all those pieces. So we got one more to do. And then it's probably going to be too late to head to the summit. We'll see. Yeah, it's like almost nightfall now. So you have that to contend with, but I don't know. I've complained about it. Other people have said, like, it's really not that big a deal, so I've always been like, okay, I'll give it another try. I've just never made it back out that way. But I like Hushed River Valley as well. I think that's a fun place to try to survive, because, you know, there's no buildings. Any of the supplies or tools and things you have to bring with you. And so that's always been a fun region to try to be in for a while. What else? What other regions are there that I'm not thinking about? Like I mentioned earlier, Forlorn Muskeg is one that like I like to live in. There's no interior locations in that one either. But like in Stalker, if you get the good gear, you know, you're able to be pretty successful there. Tough to live at the airfield, yeah. And then what's the other? Oh, the mines. I did sort of the same thing when that was released. I did like a exploratory series, and that's the only time I've spent there. The problem with the contamination zone is that there's not enough food, or at least that was kind of my experience. There's not enough stuff to hunt. to keep yourself fed. 'Cause all the wolves are, you know, poisoned or whatever, and they don't have any meat. How we doing on this bag? 27 more pieces. So this is what I would have hoped for on those other wolves. Just the way that the size of the pieces of meat worked out, it didn't work out for us to get tiny pieces. So maybe we get this done tonight. We are starting to get pretty low on clean food. I have 2 pieces of wolf or deer meat left. So we might need the food from the summit. We really need to hunt. I really need that moose. I mentioned like that's usually my go-to strategy, so not having that is kind of causing me to have to rethink it a little bit, which is fine. We'll figure something out. Yeah, Ben. If you didn't catch that at the outset, I'm working on cooking level. And with the cooking experience, you get it per item cooked and not necessarily like how big or small it is. So the more items I have to cook, the more experience I'm going to get. So I usually do that early game with the predator meat because you'll get risk of parasites anyway. So it's not like, as long as you can get deer meat or moose meat or something else to keep yourself fed, it's, you know, it's worth, I think, kind of sacrificing your predator meat to level up cooking level. Yeah, cooking the teas. It's a good strategy as well. I'm just, like I said, I'm usually always here where there's no stove, so. The close one, I guess there would be one in Pleasant Valley if I went down to Pleasant Valley. That would be probably the closest one to me right now. I know it's not the most entertaining thing to watch, sit here and watch me just go ham on this bag of wolf meat, but we're almost done. The good thing about the tiny little slivers too is they cook really fast. They cook like in 10 minutes or something like that. So, okay, we are done. We have the rabbit, I guess, but let's go dump all this meat. Actually, before I do that, let me put those pelts down as well. Man, that stuff's going bad quickly. That's the one that I let sit for a few days, right? That's why it's probably going bad so fast. Oop. Sorry, buddy. I do want the pelt from this rabbit, so. Out of room. Can't be very organized anymore. Usually try to keep my place looking a little cleanly. But we're running out of room. Okay. Stash some more stuff up here. What else? I think we're good there. I'll probably leave the septic. It's heavy. Don't really need the aqua pure tablets either. Stash those down here for now. The rabbit, okay. Yeah, I like that spot too, Ben. It's been a while since I've been up that way, but I think there was a interloper season where I spent a decent amount of time in Hush River Valley, and then I know we did in the Faithful Cartographer series, because that's kind of a difficult region to map. Guts are much on my... Yeah, I can't even get it in there. That's fine. Let's see, what else can we leave behind? I don't need to be carrying... Actually, I don't really need to carry... Do I need to carry a can opener? I don't really think I do. Just trying to, like, if I'm going to go up to the summit, I'm trying to leave behind as much stuff as I possibly can to save the weight. I won't organize it all right now. I won't bore you guys with that. I think I'm going to leave my can openers. I definitely don't need two, but I'm not going to take one up there. Don't need that.
Surrounded by snow, but nothing to drink.
We are thirsty. Alright, well, what else can we leave behind? That arrowhead. Probably leave the fishing tackle. Don't really need to take a snare. We could go set up the snare. Don't need to take that. Don't really need to take an arrow. Which one of these had I finished? Oops. I'm sure there's a way to tell that from here. That one. Just set it here by the fire so I know to cook it up. Or,
It's getting dark out
use
here. Time to look for shelter.
Do I want to try and cover some ground before we go to bed? Should be able to get away with carrying one of these. If I could get to... Yeah, I know where I want to go. I think I'm going to go for it. Let's load this thing up. Where are they? There. Rifle rounds as well. I don't need to carry up there. Basically, right, the more stuff I carry up there, the more stuff I have to carry down. So I'm just trying to leave as much as possible here. I want to take the books. Just like if I get stuck in a cave in a blizzard. I've got something to do to pass the time. Don't need to carry all the whetstones. We'll drop those stones. Actually, I might keep the stones in case we see some ptarmigan. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Ooh. I need this. I left a bedroll somewhere. When I first started the run, you get a bedroll. Sure if I have one on you. Yeah, obviously you get a bedroll to start, and I slept somewhere and I left it and I don't remember where, and then I got this one in Pleasant Valley, so this isn't my original one. Maybe I left it at the summit. I might have. I'm gonna take it. We might end up having to bring two down, but I'd rather have it than not. So I'm going to try and get to one of the caves tonight, kind of like in the middle. Wow, I walked right towards him. I couldn't see him over there. Try to get to one of the caves. Let's sleep there for a minute. When I came down from Summit the first time, I usually like piggy piggy goat. What am I trying to say? Billy goat? Piggy goat. No idea on that one. I usually try to billy goat down the front of the mountain. And, you know, like I had sprained ankles and stuff by the time I got down. And, like, I was so heavy that I was walking so slowly, and I had a wolf following me. It was like, you know, he's walking his normal speed, and I was super slow, and I just knew that I was going to get attacked. I didn't, but I had the feeling. That's something I'm going to have to get used to. Is what I want to do is, like, I have my other screen here where I have OBS and stuff and chat and everything, but, like, I want to, like, if I'm walking like this and it's just, like, dead time, I, like, have it. I want to grab the mouse and go over there. And anytime I do that, it's, like, instant, whoa, what just happened to the sky? That was weird. I've never seen it change so quickly like that. Could probably shed this wolf with that bear if we wanted to, but he's not bothering me. So there's a moose marking. And there's a moose over there. I don't have the rifle on me, and that's fine. I didn't, you know, I'm not doing this to go get a wolf. The thing I hate, though, is that, like, there's a wolf behind me. I can see one in the distance. I can see one over there. And there's another one back there. So it's like having to hunt this moose versus the one right next to the cabin is just, like, 10 times harder, 10 times more involved. Scared of the moose. Will you leave me alone? I've walked awfully far and you're still following me. I need like a rock face to climb up on. Okay, we lost him. Yeah, I'd like to get the pelt and stuff off that dead deer. It's just kind of a hot area to do that. It's kind of a weird spot because you've got I've seen 2 deer. I think I've seen, what, like 4 wolves. There's a moose in the middle of it all. Just like a weird combination. The thing with it, like, if that was a bear instead, I could lure the bear away. Like up here or something. Or even, like, I could lure that bear all the way back to my front door if I wanted to. And then try to shoot him. But the moose won't follow you. Stats and things. Details of the stream. If I could get up this first rope climb up here, that would be a good. That would give us a good starting point for the morning. Usually some ptarmigan that are... That's a rabbit. That's a rabbit. Maybe the ptarmigan are down further. What do we think? Should I harvest this? Probably. How much meat? We could cook that and eat it for tonight, maybe, in the morning. I don't know. I want to get the ptarmigan for their feathers. Not really interested in their food, but just getting some feathers to make, I could make the base layer or the improved bedroll. For turkey, I'm like looking at your comment, but there's a little heart icon in the YouTube chat is like right in front of the rest, like half of it, so I can't see the whole thing. I think you're saying you only like leaving HRV, which I definitely get. Where am I targeting? Yeah, they're right there. Okay. Do we need to mess with them right now? I guess I can take one throw at one. I think HRV depends on, what's a miss? Okay. Oh well, no big deal. Yes, 100% turkey. That's kind of like the main reason why I'm like, not really too worried about it. It's because I don't have 4 hours to, I don't have 4 hours to waste plucking feathers. But yeah, I think Hush River Valley it's a case of how prepared you are to be there. You know, like if I have a bow and plenty of arrows, and maybe I also have my rifle and plenty of ammo, and my clothes are all in good shape, you know, like I'm geared to be there. Hush River Valley is a breeze, but like spawning there or something like that is pretty rough. And of course it depends, like if you're on Interloper or Stalker or Voyager or what have you. Yeah, that's you, turkey. Which is easier said than done, especially if you don't spend you know, much time there as it is. You know, like I know that like I haven't been there enough to memorize the cave systems. But it's fun. I've always wished that there was like a tent or something in the game that you could put up. Like I know you have the snow shelter. The snow shelter's always kind of disappointed me because it's like, you know, you constantly have to be repairing it. It's not a long-term option whatsoever. So I've always kind of wanted something like that, where like I've got like a, you know, sort of like a cold weather tent or something that I can put out in the middle of the night. And like camp places. Like if I have an area that I really like.
Something's making me feel tired.
Maybe it's plentiful with like, we should go in here and sleep. Will be the warmest option. Because there's another cave down the way, but it's open air, so. Lost my train of thought, of course. Okay, it's not about cooking that one. I don't know if we'll actually cook it, but we've got it if we need it. Okay, let's just go on it. We're indoors. Oh, I was talking about the tent, being able to like pitch a tent somewhere, and like make a base somewhere you want to. This was something I wish you could do. Like, if there's a area that's like rich with deer, or like it's a good place that you can move into, hunt, live off the food that you've hunted for a while until you have to like leave and let the wildlife, you know, respawn. You know, I wish you had something better than the snow shelter to do that with. Like, let me load up the sled with you know, a big tent kind of deal. Yeah, Ben, for sure. I noticed that immediately when made that change because it was just like instantly too dark. You basically can't search the dam without a light source. Hey guys. Good morning. I feel like I also always usually end up with a bow that I don't have to craft, that I've just found somewhere, and I'm struggling to remember where I usually find it. I think I usually find it in Pleasant Valley at the barn, so you usually find a couple arrows there, but I think maybe sometimes there's an actual bow on the ground, unless I'm mistaken. But that's usually what I like to start with, is that one. Like I said, I like to go get this free revolver experience. Too close. Missed him. Missed him again. Oh well. I don't have a ton of ammo to be goofing off like that, but
what have we here?
That deer. I'll have to think about it. He's a pretty long ways away from that deer. But he's headed towards that group of them. I don't know. I think if this were Interloper and he went over there and killed a deer, I would go kill him and then I would have food for... But since this is just Stalker, gonna worry myself. I don't want to carry that. What else am I carrying that smells? I need to eat one of these. It's because it's raw, right? Do I smell? I do smell. It's not the end of the world. I leave that. I would like these pelts, but I also want to keep moving. Let's go check this crate because I don't think I've done that yet. Yeah, it's definitely true. There's definitely some inconsistencies with that kind of thing, with like the darkness. And being able to read, you've watched my videos, you know, one of the biggest complaints that I have is that
could end up being useful.
You can't read a book while you have like a sprained ankle. Make it make sense. Like, doesn't it make sense that, like, the one thing, you know, if you were in this situation, that if you had an injury and you needed to sit still for a couple days, you would sit around and read? Like, if you had a multitude of helpful books to read, but yet you can't read while you have a sprained wrist or sprained ankle. It's just never sat right with me. I'm, like, really having a fit about the pelt on that rabbit, but we'll be okay. Yeah, I've always thought that was silly. Like, okay, I'm really not my most effective outside today. I'm gonna stay indoors and heal. Like, especially like if you got attacked by a moose or something, right? Where it takes like days to recover from broken ribs. You can't read at all during that time. Just has always seemed silly to me. Yeah. Okay, so there's gonna be a wolf up here, and we just have to try to shimmy around him. Be nice if I could see him. At this point, I cannot. Sometimes he's like, I'll turn this corner, and he's right there. So no, the lights in my office are on a timer. So I change colors. I like have them all set up for like the work week because I work in this room as well. So these over there. you know, I'll like have them set to a certain color usually during like the work day, and then he's gonna go. So I'll try to shoot him too. And then like as soon as it hits like 5 o'clock, or it's like shortly after 5, I'll change the color a little bit. It's like my visual key that I'm done working. It's like, oh, lights changed color. I can hang it up for the day. I am actually, kind of why I have the time to try and get things up and running is I'm actually changing jobs. So today was my last day at my current job, and then I've got a couple weeks off before I start the new one. So it's funny that those lights. Oh, there's another one somewhere. So it's funny that those lights, I'll have to change the lights, especially if I want to stream more, so I don't want them to be changing colors in the middle of stream. Let's see, which one is that? This one. Not that it really matters at this point what color it is. I like the blue. I should really pay attention to what I'm doing. Is it? Okay. Okay. So I have a little bit of stream delay. I don't really want stream delay, but there is some, so I'll have to figure that out before, you know, I'm back. It's not much. It's like maybe 10 seconds at the most. So like I'm hitting my phone to change the color, and like I have the stream on my phone as well in the corner, and I can see that it's not changing color, and I'm like, why is it not changing color? And it just hadn't updated on the stream yet. Okay, so we've got this rope to climb. We got the cave system to go through, and then we'll have one more rope to climb. So we should be good. It did get cold at some point. We're actually cold right now. I just noticed that. It's not too often that I get cold in soccer, and it's probably because we don't have the 2 expedition parkas that I would usually have at this point. £57. I'm gonna grab this maple sapling while we're here. If we get enough of the stuff from the summit, we may not be back. So this might be our opportunity to get that sapling. What else can I do with my stream from my phone? I vaguely know my way through here. There it is. I think we'll still have enough. Like, we won't be too tired to climb up the last rope. We'll be pretty tired when we get to the top, but ultimately we'll probably spend the night up there. Usually how it works is you're usually too tired once you do all the climbs to make it worth like going back to the cabin today. So we'll probably just crash up there and Should have plenty of food and everything at the top, so should be good to go. Still cold. What's the temp? 26. It's just a cold day, I guess. One other thing is, like, if I had really thought ahead, like, I could put the ropes going down that way. Like, that would be a good plan, because I think that would probably be faster to come back up if I knew I was coming back up. But it's so fast and easy to just scale down the front of the mountain that it's just, like, my preferred way, for sure. Take another swing at these guys. If we are going to chill out there tonight, we might have time to harvest one of these, so try and bag one here. That was way off. Man, I had the desperation heave. I had the aiming all figured out without the glove, and then when they put the hand model or changed the hand model to have the glove on it, I like have to relearn how to break it through here. That was way off. It was a pretty long shot too, so that probably didn't help me any. One more rope. One more rope. I think there's usually one up at the top, right? Probably that I can put on that climb if I wanted. That takes me like right back down to where basically the level you're on before I went up the last rope climb. This return trip is also usually made easier by having crampons that I did not get to spawn for. So let's do this. Let's hop off at this stop. We're gonna sleep for a couple hours. Should be fine. It's right on the edge of being too cold, but we should be fine. Okay, so we're on day 14. I was curious. Oh, I think there's some ptarmigans up here, but we don't have any more rocks. I think I threw my last rock. Maybe there'll be one up here. Hear him over there somewhere. Just looking to see if there's a stone I can pick up. Well, probably if there's gonna be if there's gonna be one that's gonna be by the cave. There's 3 over there. Grab a couple. And I don't know that I came into this cave when I was up here the first time. So let's maybe take a look at what there is. Ooh, the thermos. Flashlight. Does anyone actually use the flashlight? I'm curious. I don't think I ever really have. Maybe once or twice in the 10 years or so I've played this. Do I want that? I mean, I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to leave it. Does the flashlight... No, it doesn't. I just answered my own question. I was like, if it charges during an aurora, because that's when you can use it, does it hold its charge? And I don't think it does, right? Like, you basically can only use it during an aurora. this hill. While I'm here, shoot, I got one charcoal. Let's scare them all off. Got him. Oh. Oh, come on. Got him. Okay. Sorry, buddy. I couldn't get him. I was stuck on that branch. Yeah, only during the aurora. It's kind of a bummer. I wish, like, what if there was, like, a way you could charge things during aurora? Like the flashlight or something else. I don't know what the other thing would be, but maybe even just like a battery powered, maybe just batteries, and then you have like batteries you find, and you charge the batteries during the aurora, and you can use those batteries to power, like, maybe there's a battery powered lantern, or maybe the flashlight, or maybe think of a couple of other things that would use batteries. And then, like, you know, you can only, like, you have to, like, strategically, yeah, there's the bedroll I left. You have to strategically, like, plan when and how.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Alright, so I came up here mostly for food. Hoping there's some left. You know, like okay, I don't want to use my batteries on my lantern too much today. Like, you know, I don't know when the next aurora is going to be. I'm going to save this for like an emergency kind of thing. I think that would be kind of cool. Yeah, there's my food up here. When I get here first things first, I put on clothes to get warmed up, because you're usually like teetering on hypothermia. And then I eat, and I'll usually, you know, load up with as much stuff as I can take down. I haven't double checked over here. And so I don't always end up coming back. Could take one of those toques, repair it, because that would be better than my cowl. I had a toque originally, but I got attacked by a bear and lost it. I mentioned that in the video, but basically I just wasn't paying attention. I actually was not paying attention. I was on the phone, and I muted the game, and I was just like talking and walking, and I walked straight into a bear. Okay. Well, we already got a bedroll down. Did I start a fire up here? It doesn't look like it. What do we want to do? What, I want to see something here. Where is the... What am I looking for, first of all? Not clothing. Is it the Travois? How do you say the... I don't love the 4 maple saplings. That kind of turns me off in a big way. If you build this thing, do you get those back? Can you like harvest your thing and get the materials back? Because I feel like it may never happen, but obviously those are a finite resource, and that's like 4 bows that you're sacrificing to build this thing. I don't know. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff up here. It's a lot to haul down. But yeah, appreciate it, Turkey. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you stopping by. It's harvest this before I forget to do it.
I just need to close my eyes.
I don't really need to cook it. I don't really want to start a fire. Just can't be bothered to do that right now. Drink the sodas. Yeah, if I can only imagine coming up here on like Voyager or Pilgrim, how much just like stuff you get. Like I remember, you know, I did the channel for a while, and you know, strictly played Interloper, like on the channel, and most of the time that I was even playing, I was recording for the channel, so I only played Interloper for a long time. And then we did the Faithful Cartographer series, which I did on Stalker, and I remember just being like, it is just like throwing supplies at me. It was wild. So I can only imagine what like Voyager is like, and Pilgrim even to that extent. I played Pilgrim a lot when I first picked up the game, but I don't know that I ever... Wow, okay. I just found something on my mic. I don't know. You guys tell me if that's way too loud. I don't know that even when I was playing Pilgrim, if I ever made it to the summit to begin with. What else can we do while we're killing a few minutes here? Guess we could read. Tell me if I'm like blasting your guys' ears out with audio right now on my microphone. This microphone has a gain on it itself. So there's like in OBS, you know, you can control the levels of the microphone, and then the microphone itself actually has, I might even just preemptively turn it down because I can see that it's pretty high. Okay. But of course can adjust it as needed. But the microphone is turned all the way down. Let's maybe read a chapter of our book. Gotta get pretty tired. Let's sleep for 1 hour so I can read another chapter, and then we'll be finished with that book, and I can leave it here, and we won't have to carry it back down.
It's dusk, so night can't be far behind.
What else should I take down? There was a couple of tool sets and one of those containers. I'll probably take those down. I could grab a couple more lanterns. There's like 8 lanterns in there. Obviously don't necessarily have a use for all of those, but maybe take another 1 or 2, and then you can always use them for scrap metal. All right. Pass a little bit of time here. Okay, we look like we're plenty warm. Let's go ahead and drink. We didn't get any more water. Was the only thing. We got some sodas, I guess, but we already drank them. All right. Well, anyway, let's go to bed.
Something's making me feel really tired.
We'll go to bed. I'll grab whatever it is that I think I need to take down with me, and then we'll head down the mountain. Do you want to grab the bedroll? Go through these one by one. I'm gonna grab. Can I get away with taking all of this? Because I can get cloth out of it. Alright, like if it's something I'm never gonna wear, might as well take those. Yeah, these are heavy. That's the only thing. For what they are, they're heavy, right? They're a ½ pound a piece. Over ½ pound a piece, actually. Yeah. We got to take all the food. 73 pounds. We're still underweight. Okay, this is the tools. Let's grab a couple of these. It's
Wonder
okay
I
if
can
we're a
drop
little bit
any of this gear.
over. I just don't want to be so overweight that we're like super slow. Oh, I just accidentally grabbed all of those. Didn't do that. Oh well. Yes, there's plenty more food up here. What I should do is tear those all down. Maybe I can get down without doing that. We're only 10 pounds over right now. I was going to say, I think one of these has some hammers in it. What do I want to do? Okay, not moving very well, but... 103 pounds. Okay. I wish it was not foggy. Might as well grab these. Like I said, ideally this will be the last time we come up here, so I want to get anything that I want to bring down with me has to be right now. I know that there's sometimes stuff inside the crates. You break them down, but I'm just not going to bother.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I finished this. Yep, we'll leave it. Okay. I might actually... let's read an hour or two. I want to get some better visibility, so I'm going to try and pass some time by reading to be able to see a little bit better when we're going down. Alright, so we've did the cooking book. Let's do fire starting next. I feel like that's probably the next most important. That or probably the sewing. Okay, we got our visibility though, so we're good there. Oops. Okay, let's head down. We're gonna go down the front. If you haven't done this, really, it's pretty easy to do. Just gotta be smart about it. I will get sprains probably. I mean, if I really was smart about it, I could probably get down without hurting myself. But the sprains are worth it, in my opinion. So we will do it. Gotta find it. Yeah, I still wish we had more visibility. Maybe I'll try 1 more hour of reading, see if it clears up a little bit more. I'm not on any time constraints other than water. How many hours do I even have left? We might as well just try and finish this book and not have to carry it back. Methinks. Didn't get any better weather or visibility. I mean, okay. Only reason I would like more visibility is so that I could see where the cabin is and just kind of know where I'm aiming. But that's okay. We'll make it work. Roughly that way. Right, so let's get moving. This would also be good to have crampons for, just for the decreased sprain risk. You do have to be somewhat cautious when you get to the bottom, because like sometimes, like especially right now where I can't really see very well where I'm headed. You know, the wolves are down. There's a stream that kind of comes upward from the cabin, and the wolves will be around there. And so like you might drop off one of these and you'll be like directly in front of a wolf, and so you just kind of have to be a little cautious there. But other than that, I mean, I've managed to not hurt anything. This is gonna hurt, so you'll see how far I'm up now. This is gonna hurt. Oh no, you managed. Some time again. Ah, okay, so this is a bad one too. We got ourselves in a bad spot. We might be able to get down this right here. Maybe come over here. Oh, okay, that was a fall. Anything get seriously beat up? Not really. Yeah, nothing to be worried about. We could repair that easy enough. And it's not like you're doing that every, you know, every day in the game. Like you'll do that once or twice. This is the second time I came back. I came down from up there, so it's worth it in my opinion. Ooh, another revolver.
This will come in handy.
Not how you pictured. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's funny. I missed him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have a good aim point on the gloves yet. I'll get it figured out eventually. There's another arrowhead for us.
I could use this.
Get his pelt too. We're awfully heavy right now. Yeah, there's the stream I was talking about over there, where the bear and the wolves roam. I'm just laughing about that still. I mean, hopefully I didn't ruin your day. Just different, yeah. I get that for sure. I work for remotely, like, you know, my job is remote. I travel sometimes when I go into client sites and stuff, but so like there's two down there. Most of the work I do is like over the phone. So like when I meet people in person for the first time, it's like, oh, that's what you look like.
I'd eat snow if the hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
The wind picked up. That's the other bad thing about being so heavy. Was worried about me because I didn't post in a long time. Alright, so cabin is like a straight line ahead of us right now. Wish those wolves weren't there. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of explained it a bit at the outset. I know I recognize your name. I know you commented on the video yesterday about like kind of where I've been, what I've been up to. And I mentioned, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so ago that I have gotten a new job. And I've got a couple weeks off, and so with those couple weeks, I kind of want to like take the time to get everything set up and up and running, and then, you know, hopefully have that, and I'll just be able to, let's go right here, just be able to kind of do this more often without having to think about it. You know, I'd like to do maybe a couple nights a week or something along those lines, kind of thing. As that was kind of like where I'm at with videos, and like I'd still like to do videos, maybe a little, like if I kind of pivot more towards streaming, maybe kind of do less focus on videos and more on the streaming, because it's like I could very easily just like, you know, after my work day, or, you know, once I get my kids in bed or whatever, I could come sit down and hang out for a couple hours, or 2, 3, 4 hours or something like that, versus like with a video, it just got to be a lot to like record, and then, okay, you know, that takes an hour or more to record an episode. Then I need to go edit that episode. That takes, you know, 20, 30 minutes to do. Then I gotta go make a thumbnail, and that takes, you know, another 15, 20 minutes to do. And it just got to be a lot, right? Like, it's just something that it takes time to do, for sure. And so you kind of like compile that with, I just was kind of maybe needing a break from the long dark. So it's like I was playing something I didn't really want to be playing. I was, you know, editing videos for something I didn't really. So it was just like this whole process of something I didn't really want to be doing. So that's kind of where I was. You were a paramedic? No. So I previously, or today is actually my last day at my other job. Is I work for a company that makes electronic medical records. You guys can see I'm taking sprain after sprain coming down the mountain. It's still faster. I'm banged up by the time I get down, but still faster. I worked for a company that made electronic medical records, so like most of my day is talking to hospitals who are, you know, implementing a new medical record, and you know, helping them with the design and configuration. So I guess you could call me like a software consultant, implementation consultant. It's kind of the best way to think about what I do. Yeah, so that's what I was doing something really similar going forward, just different company basically. Different company, different opportunity, a little more money, not a crazy amount more money.
Hurts a bit, but I'll make it.
Necessarily my main motivation for changing jobs. It's just a good opportunity, I think.
That hurts.
For what I'd like to say is a better company. I won't mention like names or anything, but no, I was not a paramedic. Funny. That's funny. I'm just picturing myself as a paramedic. About as close as I would have gotten to that is like so my job, like I said, I help hospitals implement electronic medical records, and the area that I kind of specialized in was in surgery. And so, you know, when they first start using the software for the first time, you know, they need someone there to kind of like, okay, you need to click here, and you need to, you're trying to do this, like, you know, in your workflow. This is how you're going to do that in the computer. All my wolves and deer have respawned down here now that we're back. And so I would be in surgery with them, which was cool and interesting, right? Like I've seen a ton of people getting cut open in the last few years. Definitely not a surgeon or anything like that. I couldn't do it, but that is probably as close as anything like actually medical that I've been. Ah, damn, Jennifer, I'm sorry to hear that. I know it's tough out there. That is also part of the reason is like I got this opportunity. I know that there are people out there who have lost their jobs that are struggling right now, especially like in the, you know, the tech area and consulting and stuff. And so it's like I had this offer.
Damn, that's smarts.
There have been layoffs where I'm leaving. And so it's like, given that it's a job, all things equal, that I would have wanted anyway, that I am, you know, it just made sense to work. I've been at my current job over 10 years. You know, I make make plenty of money. It's not really a concern. Obviously, everybody always wants more money. But it just made sense. It was just time, time to do something different. Even though it's really the same, but do it for someone else, I guess. Different culture. I have not given Misery a try yet. We definitely will. There's a lot of things I haven't done. I was like not only not making videos, I really didn't play much. I played some, like I would do maybe a weekend or something where I played for a few hours. But after Zone of Contamination came out, I haven't touched any of the new content. So that's what I want to do in this run, is get out and do those things. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I guess you can't. I mean, obviously I can't do Misery in this, but we'll do that at some point for sure. Maybe we'll do a night just focused on it. All right, what else do we need to drop? Let's close the door. Some of these pelts are probably cured. I could probably start picking them up.
Ah, damn, that's smarts.
All right, so this is what happens when you go down the front of the mountain.
Starting to weigh me down.
Again, if you took your time and were more careful about it than I was, you could probably avoid some of that. But cool. Thanks, Lady Q. Appreciate you being here. And I mentioned it at the outset. I don't know who tuned in what and who's seen what, but not taking this one super serious. I probably won't be on too much longer. I just kind of wanted to hop on and see how things kind of worked. I know I've streamed before, but I'm on like an entirely different setup. And so we'll start doing this more, but like I know that as you're watching the stream, it's probably not perfect, and that's fine. So if you've got feedback and stuff like that, definitely feel free to share. I guess I'll stash the extra clothes. The main reason I brought these down was for the cloth. It's always good to have backups too. I will fix one of these toques. Let me stash this. Oh, it's frozen. Why is it frozen? That's weird, right? Why is it frozen? It was in a container. Maybe it just got cold in the container? I don't know. That's weird to me. Let's fix it regardless. Failed. But I am excited to be playing and be kind of back. The other thing with like not making videos and things for a while is I did get incredibly busy at work. So like layer that on as well. As like I'd get to the end of the day and I just didn't want to do it, right? I wanted to relax. I wanted to play with my kids. I wanted to cook dinner. And that's also part of the reason that this new job will be better, is because it'll be a little bit better. Weight, I guess, some weight off my shoulders of the job that I had. I would say like I had been in that role, like I said, I hadn't been in the same role for 10 years, but I had been in the same role. I had been doing roughly the same thing for 10 years, right? So I had a ton of experience and knowledge, and I feel like sometimes that knowledge and experience got a little bit taken advantage of. Like, we don't have to worry about whatever because, he can handle it, kind of thing. And so kind of getting away from that. Like, so, I mean, I was stressed. I think that's fair to say. But, like I said, got a couple weeks off. Looking forward to hopefully streaming a bunch. I do, like I said, I want to kind of stream more regularly and maybe kind of pivot to that being the focus of the channel rather than kind of the episodic series. I'd like to still do those a little bit, but we'll see what happens ultimately. Maybe best to just like not make plans so I don't have to change them later. Okay, these are cooking still. This one's done any minute. Don't I have some more that I need to put down? These are done. Fresh, fresh. I really need to make a bow. I do have a few more saplings stashed in the bunker that I need to go get as well at some point. But did I have another sapling down? Nope. Okay. Okay, what else? I could make a pair of gloves, a hat. Anything else need repaired? These could use some love. This could use some love. Those could really use some love as well. I was gonna repair that. Oh, I need more cloth. Oops. I'm not super in a rush to make the hat or anything, so I'll put those in there. I do want to repair the balaclava, though. So many more saplings, yeah. I guess I did almost actually die in this run before I recorded the video yesterday. I was trying to remember exactly what. I think it was me trying to sleep outdoors again, basically. Or I got lost in a blizzard, and I missed where I was aiming for. And then I had to sleep outdoors. So I was trying to repair this. Oh, come on. Yeah, Jennifer, I was kind of, I don't know when you tuned in, but I was debating that. And maybe do you get, like, if I build the sled, and then I harvest it later, like, or can you harvest it later? Will I get those saplings back? Because my fear is, like, handing over for maple saplings. Like, that's my biggest cause for concern right now. Just in the long game, in my mind, I'm like, I may need those for saplings down the road for bows. Alright, it's just about time to go to bed. Could read a little. Yes, you get them back. Okay, cool. Then we'll probably give that a try. I don't know when. Maybe if I would still like to bag a moose. If we go down the hill to get a moose, we might load it up on that. And have I started any of these books? I was reading. Oh, I finished the one at the top of the mountain. Okay, let's do this one. Oh, yep. Remember, I'm all beat to hell coming down the mountain. And I ranted about this earlier. Okay, well, we probably don't really have anything to do. Yeah, that I hadn't thought about that, and I think it's actually Lady Q mentioned that in a comment. Maybe I'm not sure who it was, but I think it was Lady Q in the comment on the video that's what they use it for. And I hadn't really ever thought about using it for that before. In my mind, it was like, okay, I'm at my home base here at Mountaineer's Hut. I'm gonna move to, I don't know, some other spot. I don't want to take all this stuff with me. I was like, that won't work if I have to go up and down a rope. So I was like, it doesn't make any sense. But like, yeah, thinking about like being able to go shoot that moose and then not having to make like 5 or 6 trips back and forth between the wolves and the bears over there, instantly makes it worth it. I was just worried about losing the saplings. Still plenty of water. Okay, we should probably go to bed. Try to anyway. Let's see, what time is the NFL game tonight? 7:15. I don't know. Friday night NFL is kind of weird, but they're in Brazil. So I'll probably tune in and check that out. But it means you can make like 1 or 2 trips. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a benefit. Like I said, the biggest cause for concern for me was the losing the saplings. All right, let's go to bed and get this guy healed up. In Sao Paulo, Brazil. Okay. Probably go a few more minutes here and then probably think to start wrapping it up. Tell you what I want to do is first let's drop sticks. We don't have to carry that weight. We need to drop.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
These. I'll organize later. I like to try to keep it fairly clean. Which is why I'm desperately looking forward to base customization. I don't know what all it's gonna include, but like just more storage would be nice. I like to have a lived-in look, yet fairly organized. Like right now, the all the pelts are kind of giving me anxiety. Like a drying rack, that would be cool. I don't know. I'm curious to see how that goes in and what that entails, because it's like, surely, like, it's not going to be base building, right? Like, it's not going to be a full build a new camp kind of thing. But I hope it's enough that it's worthwhile. Okay. We need to eat something, probably. Probably still carrying way too much food, yeah. Drop some of that too before we do. I want to go down to the bunker and get drop that. I want to go down to the bunker and see what I have for saplings, because I think I do have another maple, at least one, maybe 2 maple down there. That should be done curing by now. I'm just gonna drop a bunch of stuff for now. Man, we accumulated a bunch of stuff. Like 40. No, we were at like 103 pounds. So we just dropped and put away like 60 pounds of stuff. It's crazy. Okay, let's head down and try and see what we can find over there. Now, yeah. I was mentioning like building the supply caches outside. Kind of give you a little bit more storage space, but yeah, it would be nice if it was a tad bit bigger or something. Yeah. I don't know. It's like a weird cross relationship between like, are you supposed to hunker down
through another
or
night.
like should you be constantly moving, right? Like what are you really supposed to be doing? Which Stalker, I think you can do both. Realistically, right now, if I didn't want to leave this region, I probably wouldn't have to for, I don't know, a long time. Maybe until, because I've accumulated a handful of arrowheads. I did already go into Pleasant Valley, so like I got arrowheads from there, and there was stuff I needed to get there to come back with, and that was the pots to make water, or at least, I mean, you could technically make the water in cans. It's just tedious to make enough with just cans. And I needed cloth to repair clothing, which you do get clothing from the top from Summit, and you can harvest some of that, but I think even then, like, I needed to go find sewing kits. So like you do, I think, probably have to leave. You can maybe try to slum it for as long as you wanted, like without leaving Timberwolf. But even just like, even if you make a quick trip out of Timberwolf and back, which is what I basically did, like I could stay feasibly in this region for probably at least another 100 or so days without really having to think about leaving. It's all just the, do I want to sit in one place that long kind of thing. Which I got some goals for this run, so I'm sticking in one spot really until I get kind of geared and get my levels and stuff high enough that like I'm able to just pretty freely move about. It's kind of what my plan is. Long walk. So like this is where like in my mind, right, I'm gonna have to go through this transition zone and then I immediately have a rope climb. And I'm just like, how does the sled, I need to actually like figure out how to say that word. I assume it's like travois. I don't know. I could be just like totally out there on that. But it's like if I'm trying to move or go somewhere, like I get to this rope climb and then it just like can't come with me anymore. And then I think I heard, like when it first was released, and maybe it's gotten better, maybe it hasn't. I remember people saying it was just kind of a pain to move. Like the ground had to be completely flat. And maybe it's gotten better. Alright, so we'll see what we have in here. I'm sure that there are all kinds of other saplings around that I could go get. It is kind of the question of like how much stuff do I want to bring back into Timberwolf. We'll kind of call like Mountaineer's Hut home for the run, but it's really not centrally located like at all, except to like Pleasant Valley, Black Rock, and Ash Canyon. So taking like a bunch of stuff back, yeah, big firewood, that's a good idea too. Lost my train of thought. Oh, how much stuff does it really make sense to take back with us to the Mountaineer's Hut? Because ultimately we're going to kind of eventually be coming this way anyway. The more stuff I don't have to take up that rope, the better. Okay, got them all nicely laid out here. Got a bunch actually. Ooh, that's what I wanted. What else I got down here? Ooh, got a deer pelt. I set aside. I have not found a pry bar yet, but like I said, I really haven't explored too much. Oh, I threw some of my extra clothes. I was probably trying to lose weight to get up the rope. Oh, I got a bunch of peaches, flour. Man, I had a bunch of stuff here that I kind of forgot about. We'll take some of it up there. Some food. This. It's funny because this would have been more efficient to get more food than going all the way back up to the summit. Which I wanted to get the stuff at the summit anyway, but right, I had a bunch of food just like right down here. Gotta be getting close on weight. Do I take the rest of these? I don't think I really need to. The big thing is I just need to remember that they're there. Like next time I need a sapling, that I've got a bunch. Okay, let's head back up. Do I take flour? I could take it. Yeah, might as well. Okay, so I think we'll probably get back into Mountaineer's cabin, and we'll probably call it a day. I have got some littles that are going to be home, and probably 10-15 minutes, so gotta get things wrapped up and figure out what to feed them, figure out what to feed myself, and yeah, I'll probably catch that football game tonight. I don't know is that I really care too much about the teams playing in it, but it's in Brazil, which is gonna be interesting. So take in the spectacle. My game was last night. I'm a big Chiefs fan. I am from Kansas City. I'm not just a bandwagon fan, so I was there in the dark days, so I therefore get to celebrate the success. I will also just throw out that, like, I mentioned kind of getting burned out a little bit on, like, the whole video process and the long dark and that process and that sort of thing. Is I do for sure want to stream some other games as well. So I know I always used to, like, throw out that question, like, hey, what are some games, like, you know, you want to see? Yeah, so if there's things that have come out that you think I might be interested in, feel free to voice that. I would also say, and I mentioned this a little bit in the video yesterday, and someone even actually put that in a comment from some time prior, like, I probably won't play things just to play them. I don't know. I know, like, with, like, big time streamers and things, it's like, you know, you want to play what's currently, like, hot, and that's how you get your audience, right? Like, oh, this new game just released, everybody wants to watch people stream it. I don't really see myself that way, like, at all. So I won't play things that I'm genuinely not interested in. That sort of thing. So I would just kind of put that disclaimer out there that, you know, stuff like The Long Dark, Green Hell, you know, Sons of the Forest, survival games just in general. I love a good, you know, single player game as well. Those kind of things are always going to interest me, but obviously won't guarantee I'll do everything. But if there's something that I'm interested in playing, and I think you guys might like it too, I'll just probably play it on the channel. Alright, we are almost back. This has been fun though. I've had a good time these couple hours. Basically finished my work day. Like I said, it was my last day, so I really wasn't doing anything anyway. Kind of finished everything up that I had, and I was like, yeah, I might as well. Probably could have waited a couple days and fleshed out the quality on some things, but I wanted to play, and sometimes it feels like if I want to play, then it makes sense to either, like, record or whatever, and just thought we'd do a little rabbit feet. Little rabbit feets. Where's he at? Is that you over there? But yeah, I've had a good time. I'm looking forward to doing this more, for sure. I know people have come and gone, but I hope it's something you guys are looking forward to and will enjoy as well. Yeah, the biggest thing I want, my, like, highest wish list item is I want that hole fixed. Because it's, like, one of my favorite spots, and it just, like, kind of kills the immersion for me. So I want that hole fixed. I know somebody said in the Facebook group that somebody's done it. I imagine it probably involves somehow climbing to the roof. And I would imagine that the only thing I can think of is like a moose or a bear pelt or something to cover it. I bet what you could do is the supply caches, somehow you know, kind of finagle to where you're stacking them and kind of use them as a set of stairs. I bet is what that person did. Which to me, that seems like a lot of effort. If it was something where I could just kind of trick and pop myself up there, I would probably do it. But if I have to build like 17 supply caches to get up to the roof, it's not really worth it to me. Yeah, I appreciate it, Archimedes. Coincidental timing. Oh yeah, I'm about to pack it in for the day. Apologies. This was kind of an unannounced thing. I guess just what I really did today is I wanted to get on for a couple hours and just test everything out, make sure, you know, I could feasibly stream before I was really like, hey guys, I'm gonna be on tomorrow kind of thing. So it was kind of a last minute, let's just hit the go live button and play for a while kind of thing. So I've just been here kind of doing some collecting and prepping and all that sort of stuff, so you haven't missed anything really too exciting. But yeah, I mean, this will be posted up as a VOD, so if you want to check it out from the beginning, definitely feel free to do so. But like I said, I think that is where we will call it for the evening. I'm gonna go hang out. I don't know if I'll do anything more this weekend. It's always an option, but yeah, we'll see. But appreciate everyone that tuned in. Hope you guys had fun. I did, and yeah, I will catch y'all next time. Thanks, guys.